Hey, what's up? We are covering episode 1 and 2 of season 1 of The Quad. It is so much to go through. Check it out. We'll come up next.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AFTERBUZZ TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Oh, look at the stuff.
Oh, wow.
I don't think you guys want to see what happens with it.
I wasn't ready. I'm still not ready. Right. We were like, what?
Oh. All right, what's up, y'all? My name is TK Trinidad, and we have a lot to cover. Season 1, episode 1 and 2 of The Quad. So much we're going to have to talk about. But first, before we do that, let me introduce our hosts.
Hi, my name is Ava Hill, and you can find me on Instagram at the Ava Hill.
And I'm Lynneisha, and you can find me on Instagram and Twitter, Lynneisha_33.
So let's start off with episode 1, which was a movie, an hour and a half, almost 2 hours. So thanks BT for letting us know in advance because I did not prep for that, but I got through it. So Dr. Eva Fletcher, this character. First, let me say I love what BET is doing right now. I don't know what they were doing for the last 5-10 years, but the content they have now as far as the shows, all that other stuff. Whoever is taking over, you guys are doing an amazing job. The writing's great. It doesn't feel like cheesy. Not to get on like the game from back in the day, but the game was. This one feels legit.
Yeah.
So we start off with. Anika Noni Rose. So that's who she plays. Dr. Fletcher. She starts off running, so I like that. Black girls working out. That's a positive image.
You know what? I didn't even think of it like that.
Yeah,
but it was. That's a good point.
I gotta get back.
That's a good point.
Yeah, because I can't remember. I saw there was a show or somebody was doing an interview, and I was at this meeting, and there's a whole bunch of black women. They're like, we want to get fit because the whole thing is we don't want to ruin our hair, and I'm like, Let's try to be healthy. So I love the fact that she's running.
Right.
And then you kind of figure, you don't necessarily know what's going on. And then she comes in, and then her husband's, you think, they're in a loving relationship, and he's like, I want you out of the house. Yeah. And you're like, ooh, pause. What's going on? But see,
that's what I was confused about. That was her husband that said, I want you out?
Yes.
But I don't understand.
You don't see, the thing is, so we're you know what, we're just gonna go back and forth. So the thing is, you don't put it together until you see season 2, episode 2, and then it all makes sense why he wants her out of the house.
Yeah, why he wants her out. But in the beginning,
okay, maybe I missed that.
Yeah, possibly. But when she first got in the house from running,
the fun ass guy the grad student that you sleeping with.
Well, okay. This is what I saw, which is why I was kind of confused. First of all, what I do want to say is this is kind of off track, but I am just so happy that Georgia is getting a lot of projects like the Quad. I started performing in Atlanta out of college, and my first director was Jasmine Guy.
Oh,
so
nice.
To see her in this show, and Demetria McKinney, who was also in the project, and Deja D, who plays the mother of Chantel. She's from my hometown in Charleston, South Carolina. So it's just really great to see all of those people come together. But anyway, back to
jobs.
Back to
right?
yes. But back to the Anika Noni Rose and playing Eva. What I was confused about, and maybe you guys can correct me, I didn't understand what it looked like was she couldn't get a job. And I didn't know that she was married, like in that first scene. At first I thought she was like single, trying to find a job. She was living with someone.
That's what I thought too.
Right, and the guy was like, well, you have to get out. And then all of a sudden it goes to the marriage, and he's like, well, you're tearing the family apart. And then she comes to the school.
Right.
And then out of nowhere, this grad student shows up. I don't even know where their relationship came from. And then they slept together.
Right. Before the grad student showed up, he sent her text messages. So you see, he sent her, and she saw that.
To me, though, I just felt like there should have been there was no arc. So I was kind of confused.
I would say in the beginning, like when she was opening up the letters of all the letters of rejection, she, with her letter opener, said something about to her love or something like that.
Right.
And the way she reacted to that, it was like, okay. something's not right here.
Right.
And I kind of, and then the husband stepped in like kind of in that moment, and I put it together like, okay, that is, and they're strange. Something's wrong here.
Something's going
on.
So,
you know, I love this show. I agree with you that BET is bringing a lot of great content. However, what I will say is that there was so much going on.
It's a lot of characters.
That, you know, there's so many situations that I think that's why I kind of misconstrued the relationship.
Right. It's almost soap opera-ish in how
Right.
a little bit. Like,
in my notes I have girl, name, question mark. And then, right. Like, mountain cat.
Right.
So it's like, I don't,
Yeah.
I couldn't really find all the characters. But, you know, so just in case, I'm sure you guys watched episode 2. So what happened was she had an affair with a fine-ass grad student. I looked him up. His abs are to die
I'm
for.
kind of
six-pack is real.
Yeah,
I'm kind of feeling her husband.
Well,
no, I'll take six-pack.
Really?
Well, it depends on what you're looking for. If you're looking to have fun, you take the grad student. If you're looking to settle down,
you're
man
looking
to be with you.
Are you looking to have fun?
I have a man.
Are you
I'm good.
confessing things on the show? We're getting to know each other, guys.
I have a man. I'm good. However, if you're, if you're looking for, it just depends on what you're looking for. And
That's
I think
fair.
depending, and they haven't really said how long they were married for, but given the fact that we'll just introduce the next character, Sydney, her daughter, and she's first year college student, so she's probably 18. So they might have at least been together and married for at least 18 to 20 years.
And what is her deal? Because I can't really understand what her attitude is
Spoiled
about.
rich kid.
Yeah.
Okay, because I can't get with it. I mean, I understand her being angry because obviously she didn't want to go to Georgia A&M.
Right. And the thing is, I don't know if she knows. I don't know if she knows about the affair. She just knows because she hasn't. I'm sure she knew she would have thrown some shade at her mom. She would have mentioned something. So
Definitely.
I don't know if she knows why her mom lost the job, or why her dad and her mom are not like together like that. I think she just figures.
I'm so confused because I thought that all of this happened at Georgia A&M. That didn't happen at Georgia A&M.
No, because I think she was in Connecticut before. Yeah.
Oh, y'all help me out.
Yeah, so she was in
Y'all
I think she was
help
in
me out.
Connecticut before. She's on like she was on a really like nice, almost like a private school-esque
I can't
whitish
follow
school.
a story.
Yeah, it's really
Evidently, I'm an actor. I can't even follow the story. I had the whole thing.
Yeah,
messed
it's
up.
a lot to take in.
Yeah, and then
so she had the affair with the grad student. They found out. And then she got fired, and then she started looking for jobs, and she was essentially blackballed. And the only school that would take her is Georgia. Because another thing, if you skip to episode 2, she calls her friend or her associate from the school that she was at, and I think she was trying to get her to like become like a person to help get money for the school. And she's like, well, why would I help you? You sleep with grad students, and this is why you're in the position you are in now.
She shaded her.
Yeah.
Guys.
Yeah, what were you? I walked in and you were watching TV. Were you really watching TV?
Were we watching the same?
Guys.
So
I just had to I thought that everything had happened at Georgia A&M.
And that's a good and bad thing, because the thing is there's some shows that you watch and you can watch like in the background and still pick it up.
Yeah.
Then there's some
See,
shows
this
you
is
watch
just
you have to watch it.
Yeah, and it's just very complex. I mean, there's so many things that they've put out just in the first episode that it's a lot to come up with.
Yep.
So
They're dealing with so many issues. You're dealing with like gender issues. You're dealing with hazing. You're dealing with like all these.
Which I'm a sorority girl, so I have a full opinion.
Oh, what
We
sorority?
need to get that.
About that.
What
Because
sorority
it's
are you part of? Are you allowed to say?
Okay.
I'll
I'll tell you after the show.
Oh boy.
I'll tell you after the show. But
She has to kill us if she tells us.
no, but I'm just totally against hazing. I just don't, I don't think that it's appropriate, and I think that it's wrong what she went through.
Right, but did you go through, when you went through your experience, did you go through
My
hazing?
sorority is a non-hazing organization.
I thought all black sororities were. That's what I was under the assumption.
Yes, they are.
Supposed to be, possibly.
Okay, that sounds like a very political.
No.
She's like, yes, they are.
Yes,
but
they
my
are.
sorority that I represent.
No, what I will say across the board is that, we all have non-hazing policies. Right. That is not what is supposed to happen.
Right.
So because of that, I felt for Chantel. I didn't, I think that there's just obviously certain things that you just should not do, and she shouldn't have had to go through.
So Chantel's her real name, because I think her name is Ebony in the
Ooh, okay.
yeah.
What?
Is it?
Yes. Yeah, Ebony.
called her?
Ebony is the girl who's in the marching band. That's who you're talking about that got hazed, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ebony's the girl.
There's so many. You know what, guys? I'm just gonna do. You know what?
Ebony's the girl.
Okay.
So let's first introduce. So Sydney is Dr. Fletcher's daughter.
Right.
And she is, because Dr. Fletcher is a president of the school. Anybody, her child can go to school for free. So Sydney is there, and she lets everybody know in the first episode that her daughter's here, and she's so proud of her daughter. All this other stuff. Obviously, Sydney's not feeling it. She's probably a good student. She's probably smart. But she had everything handed to her. She's used to rich life, so she's kind of on the snobbish side of things.
Right.
Because that is also, you can also see that, because I don't necessarily know if she did this on purpose, but her close friend is Madison, who's probably the only white girls on campus.
Yeah.
And I think that was done on purpose. So you can kind of see that she thinks that she's better than everybody else, therefore she doesn't want to fraternize with the regular folks. Even then, she's also trying to... I don't know. I don't know that part of the story, but I think that's there's a reason why they positioned it like that. So that's Sydney, and then we'll actually just go to, I can't remember if this episode one or two, but she's trying to also prove not only is she trying to separate herself, but then she's also trying to prove herself to everybody else. Not only is she better, but she can handle everything. So she's at a frat party, she's drinking, she's playing strip poker.
About that.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, I didn't even do. I guess I was just afraid of my mom.
There was this guy though that was on the couch. He doesn't have like a character name, but he had on a black fraternity jacket. You guys.
Was he like cute?
Oh my!
The random guy. The random guy who's in the fraternity party. There's like at least 100 people there. Random guy on
I think I
couch.
found him.
Ooh, did you find him?
No,
Because I'm flying to Atlanta
And finding the random
and
guy on
I'm
the couch.
finding who was on that couch.
So was he on the couch?
He was playing. He was not the guy that she was playing with, but he was right beside her. And then when she blacked out, he said something like, "There was a guy beside him."
And his hair is kind of like twisted or something like that, or was it cut short?
It's like he has a.
We're talking about the random guy on the couch.
He's leaving me speechless, but all I can do is this with my fingers. But he was pretty much kind of egging the situation on.
Oh, for her to drink.
For
and take,
her to
yes,
they were
I know what
all
you're talking
kind of
about.
like. Whew.
Okay, so whoever you are, random guy on the couch egging her on, please. You want to say your Twitter address so you can tweet you?
You can follow me at the Ava Hill because whew. Okay,
there you have it. So she drank too much, and she essentially ended up in her skirt and bra, and then she passed out. And thank goodness, her friend Madison. Well, it's kind of she called her boyfriend. I think Madison's boyfriend's cheating on her clearly.
Yeah.
So she called her boyfriend. He didn't answer. So then she went to the party, and she got there just.
This is so much going on.
She got there just in time like Madison. Sydney had just passed out.
Right.
So this is what's so wrong. Instead of getting her straight to the hospital, which it was either one or the two. She got some of the frat guys to take her to her mom's house, who's on campus too, because she lives on campus, and they essentially just got her to the gate and left Madison and Sydney on their own and just drove off. So that's kind of like. I understand why they did it, but then you're like not a man, so I couldn't respect that.
Yeah.
So fast forward, she has alcohol poisoning. Dr. Fletcher's scared. She calls the father. Eventually, the father comes in, and that kind of brings us to the end of episode number 2. But another person that we can definitely talk about is Ebony, who's in the marching band. So the two people that were in, so Ebony is the one who got hazed, and her roommate is Noni.
Noni.
So, Noni clearly wants to be on the marching band. She's been studying forever.
What? I liked her until she just kind of, flipped like that.
So essentially, Ebony makes the team, Noni doesn't make the team, and then they haze Ebony, which I thought was going to be worse because when they were walking in the room, she was the only girl. So I thought they were going to run a train on her, which is...
Wait, was she the only girl?
Yeah.
I thought there was one other... Oh, okay.
I saw... It looked like a guy with braids.
Yeah. Well, you know what? Organizations, they should... Look, everyone has a no hazing policy.
Right.
So it should be... Everyone should follow that.
Well... Okay, there's so many characters to enter. So Ebony gets hazed. She essentially gets the crap beaten out of her from everything that looks like they pretty much kicked her head in. And it's kind of funny that did everybody gang up on her? I almost would have wanted to see kind of an outline of what went on.
I don't know. It sounded like something fell because there were a lot of instruments obviously in the room when they were walking in. So I don't know if they maybe had pushed her and things just kind of fell on her or what.
I would have liked to see either like it was like a gang thing or how it like at least something.
And it seemed like forgive me, I'm forgetting his name. The rapper who
plays
Cedric.
Yes, Cedric. It seems like he likes her, or he was kind of like. Was that what that was about?
At first, I thought that she was from the same town that he's from.
Oh,
but
okay.
his when the parents came, they said that they're taking her back to Miami, and Cedric's from Chicago.
Right.
Yeah. So I didn't get that vibe. I think that he just thought she respects his music,
his hustle. Right.
And he likes her for the fact that she's down to earth, but she's also about her business.
Yeah.
So she floats both lines. So yeah, definitely. I didn't get any like he's into her like that, but you never know. But it's too late now. So anyways, so Ebony gets hazed. She ends up in the hospital. Her parents come, and essentially her parents are like, we're just taking her home. We don't want to press any charges because the marching band team is like #1 in the country. So they're the ones who's bringing all the money into the campus. So I can't remember. I don't know what the terms are, but the marching band coach. Or the march,
I don't know.
Diamond.
Band leader.
Band leader. No, because I think the other guy who hazed him is band leader. But Diamond, who's like the guy who runs everything, he's the one who brings in most of the money, and he already knows what his power is,
right?
And he knows what goes on, and it's like if you can survive it, great. If not, I can replace you. So, which is still kind of shady because. Why?
It's so unfortunate. Like you have this tragedy that happens, but the school,
it's not the first time.
It's not the first time, and they don't want to back it, or they kind of want to push it under the rug because, like you said, that's where the majority of their money is coming from. And then it's like she came in, Dr. Fletcher came into that school to kind of help with the finances of the school because they're about to go bankrupt, basically.
Oh gosh,
you know what I mean? So it's like. This is our cash cow. You know what I mean? We cannot mess this up.
But what
even
disturbs
at the cost of another student.
Right. And what disturbs me though is that, what happened to her was caused by men, and the fact that they can just kind of not do anything about it and kind of just go over it is disturbing to me.
Yeah, that's the whole thing about it. It's like Diamond and then his friend, I can't remember his friend's name, but the guy who essentially asked Dr. Fletcher the question of, we can't pay you what you're worth, and she's like, I'll make it in the back end of it. He was vying for her job. And obviously, the council didn't see fit to hire him. So now him and Diamond are trying to conspire together to get her out of the position, which is just kind of, it's just so sad because it's like, yeah, you definitely want to get to where you want to go, but you're tearing down somebody else who's qualified for the job, and she's a woman. It's just that's just shady all around.
Yeah.
And I think that they thought because she's the new kid on campus that she's going to play ball. And, you can definitely see Dr. Fletcher's right from wrong. Whereas some people have been in the system so long, like there's no reason somebody should be in the hospital.
None.
And then the fact that the parents are not going to press charges or anything, they're just taking their daughter home, that speaks volumes too. So that's Ebony. Let's talk about Cedric since we brought Cedric up. So we see Cedric in Chicago, and which ties into real life because Chicago, I mean, so much other stuff to say, but there's a lot of stuff going down in Chicago. So the mom definitely wants Cedric out of the I want to say country, out of the state. So that's the reason why he ends up there. He definitely wants to become an artist. I believe it's a rapper, mostly rapper producer. So that's what he's into. And it looks like he's kind of adjusting, but it's also the fact that his roommate's the total opposite of him.
Yeah.
And gosh, this whole dynamic's crazy. So he goes there. They have their dorm room together. The roommate is like, something the third. Again, forgive us. There's just too many names to kind of keep. We'll get it all together next week. His roommate's father is a lawyer from he's partner. He's a partner in a law firm. So he comes from like money, like old school money, like maybe 2 or 3 generations. And then you have Cedric, who his father passed away when he's 3, and his mom's probably working 2 or 3 jobs just to make it all work. So there's definitely a difference in how Cedric greeted him. It was just kind of like, we both know where we are, but we can still, we're here. Let's just do it. So Cedric goes through the whole process. He did visit Ebony in the hospital, which was nice. I think Cedric and Noni were the only two that we saw that visited Ebony in the hospital.
Right, which is why I was kind of like, does he like her? Does he not? But I agree with you. I think it was more so of a, you respect my hustle, and so I'll support you because you support me.
Right.
So, that's what that was.
They kind of make it seem like they had some history before.
Yeah,
it's just they don't.
The vibe
they make
is
it seem like they do.
Right.
Yeah, it felt like they were from Chicago together, but I don't know if one parent lives in Chicago or one lives in Miami. But when the parents said, "Oh, we're taking her back to Miami," or I might be wrong. I don't remember them saying Chicago.
Yeah,
because that's why it kind of took me off. Like, okay, so now I don't know what the backstory is, which is good and bad. The good thing about the quad is that it starts in a point where it's not one of those cheesy pilots where they introduce this one character and they kind of, because then that gets kind of boring. Yeah. So now they essentially just threw up all these characters on us, and it's like, look, you'll figure it out.
Right, you gotta figure
and you
it
have
out
to
later.
watch it to figure it out, else you're just never gonna know who's
no,
what.
I mean,
or,
look, I'm not gonna lie, I was sleeping on the quad a little bit. I was, and I was like, okay.
Yeah,
like,
it's definitely, because I've seen quite a few pilots this year, and this one definitely caught my attention because you have to watch it.
Yeah.
Because if you sleep on it, then you're gonna be like, wait, what?
Like, what happened?
Yeah.
So Cedric's girlfriend comes and visits him because she's from Chicago. She comes down to visit him, and I believe they went to a party, and he was trying to get his CD or his USB to this rapper, and then this other
guy who dropped the
tweet. He gives his USB to the rapper, and then what happens is another like wannabe rapper on campus tweeted about Cedric saying how he was whack, and I guess the rapper saw that tweet, and then he just told dropped it in the USB. Then he turned around and he's looking for Ebony, and Ebony's gone. Fast forward, Ebony's dead in a ditch, and the cops come.
But does that have to do with the first episode when they were at a club in Chicago and someone was killed or something and they ran off? Is that why she got killed?
No, it's no. That's his girl from Chicago. So they were
one
together.
That was in the club in Chicago.
Right, but she came to Atlanta. But see, what I thought was when someone got killed in the club, and I remember him being like, "We just have to get out of here."
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And so I don't know if because in the first episode, the guy that I guess killed the person was like, "Find that girl that saw me," and so
maybe that's why she went.
So that's why she right. So that's why she low key went to Atlanta,
and maybe
I feel like someone found her and they killed her. That's what I think.
You're paying attention.
But
now you just filled in something because I was like, why are they killing this girl?
Yes, yeah. So I think that someone tracked her, found her, and so I think I don't know if either Cedric knows deep down why she probably got killed. Like, I don't know if he's just as surprised, but that's what I think.
Because I don't think so. Because he acted surprised when he saw her, and he asked her like, "Why are you down here?" And she's like, "Well, I can't."
But
come
see,
and visit
even
my
in
man.
her answer, you could tell because he was like, "Are you down here because of what happened?" And she was just kind of like, "Oh, I don't know." And so I was like, "No."
Yeah, but then she does what good women do. She lays it on him, and he totally forgets why she was there in the first place.
Ooh.
So
that's for another conversation.
Yeah. So then his girlfriend ends up dead, and the police. And this is kind of weird too because. Not weird, but just how they did it. I don't know how accurate it is because the police essentially come to his dorm room, no questioning whatsoever. They just come and arrest him. So I don't necessarily know how, tweet us and let us know if that's really how it goes down.
I think that I honestly believe that how she got killed was the club situation, and they tracked the closest person to her.
Right.
Mm-hmm. And because she was visiting him, it's like, who else are they going to blame?
It made sense, but they didn't even question anybody else. Unless they did, they just shouldn't show that.
Or unless maybe next episode.
But honestly,
show, them
do they though?
Like,
do they when they come? I don't know. When they have a warrant out for you though, when they come for you. I mean, I don't know. I'm not in jail, bro.
If you have information, please tweet us and let us know.
If you've been in jail, let us know. Tell us.
Right.
Right. When you go to lunch, and if they allow you to have your cell phone,
but they all have their cell phone in there.
Right. But yeah, I mean how I've seen it usually go down on TV, because I don't have any other experience, is that if they've done enough research on you, they really don't ask any questions. They come and they find you, they ask you your name, and they arrest you.
But they didn't ask his roommate if he was his alibi, because before that all happened, he was at the club. or he was at the college where they had the party. There's plenty of witnesses there. It seemed like he couldn't find her, so he might assume that she went somewhere else. He went home. His roommate was there, and they didn't ask the roommate, like, can you verify whatever? Because I'm sure there's key cards to dorms. I'm sure there's cameras everywhere, and it doesn't feel like they did due diligence.
Well, that first step, if they suspect it's him, they're just going to arrest him.
They're just going to,
then everything else will come later, like trying to investigate or see. But by him being a young black man, will they really do the investigation and everything? Just like when he was
in jail.
Yeah, in jail. And the lawyer is just trying to get him to take a plea deal.
Yeah.
And it's like...
Did you guys watch 13?
Do it. Yes.
You know what? No, because the way that my heart is set up with everything that's going on right now, I can't do it.
I think you should watch it. It may make you want to snatch someone.
No, and that's why I'm not watching it right now, is because I emotionally don't. I just can't.
Well,
right now.
I love documentaries, and as far as documentary goes, this one was very thoughtful and informational. And because of that documentary, when I looked at this scene now, and the lawyers tell him to give him a plea deal, because the court system doesn't want to go through that. So they essentially push you towards a plea deal to push you in jail for all these reasons. Now I could better, for lack of a better word, appreciate why this goes on.
I have so many thoughts.
Yeah.
But,
so, and then the mom, and the sad part too is when they flash back to his mom, when he was a kid, and she made him that
that's
Duncan
so
Hines
heartbreaking.
cake, and the gunshots go through the window. Like, you see all these elements, and she's like, man, I tried to keep you out of jail, and
look at, like,
I'm proud of Demetria. She's really owning that role, and I think that it's easy for her also because she has a son. So I think that she was probably really able to dive into that character and really put herself in those shoes of protecting her son and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. So I mean, another thing too, they are definitely touching on issues that we're experiencing today.
Right. Yeah.
So I mean, that's very relatable. That's a good thing. The part that pissed me off is the roommate gets his dad, begs and pleads for his dad, because the roommate wants to become a lawyer too, just like his dad. The roommate begs and pleads for his dad to go and see Cedric and help him out. And I kind of felt, so he goes there and he essentially just says, I've protected my son, and that's my only job, and you're destined to do nothing. And what irritated me is that if you felt that way, then you shouldn't have went at all. Like,
I understand. I understand that. I don't know if he probably took that as an opportunity to say, you know what, this is a young black man. Maybe I just need to go. I'm not going to help him, but however, maybe he doesn't have a father. I don't know what his parental situation is, but maybe I'll go and let him know, like,
that you're going to be in jail for the rest of your life because I'm not going to help you.
Listen, I don't agree with what he did at all. I don't agree with that.
It could have just been just a show face.
Because I feel like maybe he thought that it was best to protect himself and his son. Maybe he thought, you know what I need to let this young black man know is that, you need to get it together, and I'm not going to help you, but, this is what it...
But don't come and tell me I need to get it together if you're not going to help me.
I'm with you on that. I agree.
He shouldn't have got that. I think by far that was the one scene that created so much emotion that really irritated me. Because it's like, if you feel that way, then don't say anything.
Right, and especially when he asked if he had a father, you know what I mean? And obviously the answer, his father's deceased, and then for you to still kind of be like, well, tight.
I think what he's trying to go for, he was trying to go for the stereotype where it's like, yeah, my father's alive, but I don't know where he is.
Right,
I think that's the answer he was trying to go for. And then when he said he was deceased, it's like that changes the whole game.
But see, even then he should have been like, you know what, I'm going to help you. And even still, I mean, I don't...
It's his mentality, because when the lawyer and his son were talking in the room, he just flat out said, like, you're better than him. Right. You know what I mean? And, like,
what do you
that's not fair. You come from different circumstances. It's not like that you're better. You just had a better opportunity.
Right.
You know what I mean? But for him to say that, like, to his son, like, that he's better than Cedric, like, that's wrong. But that's his mentality.
Do you think that within our own community, do we have a problem with not helping each other?
Yeah.
Oh,
definitely. Yeah. For sure, there's definitely,
so unfortunate,
but it's not
real.
necessarily our community thing. It's a thing where it's in every community. It's a class system.
Yeah,
you know, the have and have nots in any race that exists.
Right. Well, no, I didn't mean to like capitalize on us. It's just because we are all of color.
Right.
You know, is that
there's definitely like it's essentially like the 1%ers. So you just if you just look at government and you take away, and I know you weren't trying to do a color thing, but you take away the color and you just put. They have money. They don't care about the education system. They don't care about the healthcare. They don't care about the jail system because none of their kids are experiencing that.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's where this father is coming from. Like I did everything I did. I'm the third generation. I've created this thing, and I want my sons to have this. And as far as you're concerned,
right? You know what? In a way, I understand where he's coming from. However, I wouldn't have gone to the jail if I wasn't going to.
Yeah. It's essentially you just nailed his confidence.
Right.
Confidence. It's like if you wanted to uplift him and give him a chance and at least try,
do that.
and then do that, because that might be the changing factor of his life.
Right.
Yeah.
And now not only did you have one or two sons, you might have gained the third who would help you.
Right.
You just never know, and essentially you just kind of killed it.
Yeah.
So we just have so many other characters to. The one I want to talk about is Bo, from Texas, the white guy that plays football.
Oh, yes.
That's such an interesting situation. And so what school can you say what college you went to?
I don't want to say any. I just don't.
Okay, so did you go to all black college?
I did not.
Okay. Did anybody go?
I did. I went to Southern University.
You went to Southern University.
However, I kind of feel like I kind of did because post college, most of my friends in New York City went to Hampton.
Okay.
So I feel like I know the vibe of the HBCU experience, but no, I did not.
Okay, so now when you went to Southern, were there like white? Like what was the breakdown? Like obviously there's more black people there, but did you see a lot of white people there at all? Or?
A few, but not a lot.
So now did you get to speak to any?
Did you talk to them?
Did you talk to any
Did
of
you
them?
get their autograph?
Did. Like some people, there was a girl. She was smart because she was on scholarship, on a minority scholarship. I'm like, that's smart,
And a lot of people take offense to that. I've heard a lot of people.
Really?
Well, I guess them going on like a minority scholarship when it could have been for like another. Wasn't like the whole Rachel Dole. I don't even know how you say her last name
Dolezal.
situation.
Yeah.
I mean, she kind of went. Didn't she go on a scholarship and people were kind of in
story was
but that's like a whole thing. But anyway,
but this is a legit because she was a minority in this college, so it was legit for her to be able to do that. And that's all I have on her.
I mean, have you ever?
We didn't talk much. But.
Do you know how they feel going to like an all black college?
That's what I wanted to know.
Yeah.
Like there was like a difference.
How did they feel?
Like I said, I didn't really talk to her much about that. It was just like, oh, okay, you're here.
How did she? Like, why? Did she just seem cool?
She seemed cool. Yeah, she seems cool. Because it was more so like not how do you feel, but why are you here?
Right.
So to be like, well, if I can get a scholarship and get almost a free education, why not? You know what I mean? It's like smart move. But she held her own, you know what I mean? We see her around, around the yard sometimes and kind of participating in the activities that were going on in school. But she wasn't always around and not around a lot. So, but I think she talked to some people, but for the most part, she kind of kept to herself. But she's not like no one picked on her or anything like that. Yeah, she was just like, she was focused.
She was focused.
I don't think she had a problem. She finished all her 4 years, so I guess she was fine. It didn't bother her to, you know what I mean? Like, I can't handle this. I need to go home.
It'd be interesting. That should be a documentary.
Right?
Yeah. How was the experience in general for you? Are you glad that you went to an HBCU?
I am. And then when I watched it, that's why I wanted to watch the show and see like how much
relatable?
I would relate
was
to
it.
It's like it's almost like walking down memory lane.
Wow.
Especially with like the band and the crabs and like you have to like they can't walk on the grass like if you're you know what I mean it's so strict with like things that they can and cannot do while they're still like the freshmen trying to make the band or on the band or whatever so that's
it's a different experience.
It is just like just on the they call it the quad I don't know why but on the yard there you have your sororities and all the fraternities and they are just strutting for no reason.
Wow.
On the yard and everything.
It's like night and day.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I got a scholarship offer to Norfolk, and I went there, and they took me, and they took me to the football event. It was just being from Toronto. It was just too much to take in. Yeah, it was a lot. So I ended up signing to Oregon. So thank you, Ducks, for the scholarship. But it was a lot. It was a lot to take in. Yeah. But let's again, we can't go through all the characters. But let's. What are your predictions for next week?
Oh my gosh, there's so much going on that it's just.
Your AfterBuzz TV.
Oh, thank you. It's very kind.
I love how you kind of go into your sexy voice and stuff.
Right.
No, it's just
the
like
guys in jail who are listening to this.
Oh yeah. Okay, you guys. For everyone who's in jail, please don't forget to text me. Tell me what your experience has been. No.
323.
Yeah. DM me. Don't text me. Just find me on social media. But yeah, my predictions. Well, I'm hoping that Eva and her husband kind of rekindle their marriage. I'm hoping that Sydney humbles herself and finds respect for her parents, because I just would never talk to my parents like that at all.
She clearly was spoiled. Clearly.
I wouldn't be able to even make a statement out without a... But I'm hoping that... I don't know. I'm hoping that Cedric doesn't end up spending the rest of his life in jail. I'm hoping that maybe the court case gets moved and that, things kind of start evolving with that. There's so much. I really want to see how Ebony is doing, because they didn't really show a lot of her this episode. So I would like to see, how she's feeling.
Based off of searching for characters and seeing the cast, her name is there, so I think she's gonna make a comeback.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Awesome.
I think so.
And I'm hoping that when she makes a comeback and then she finds out that Home Slice took her place, I don't know if that could be beef right there, but I'm kind of predicting
Sometimes
that.
that's a business decision. But they're
that is so savage. Come on.
That's business.
No,
when
what?
you get into the real world.
The real world. I wish my roommate would try to protect me and then find an advantage in that situation and then be like, I'm dipping out. Let me go take your spot.
Friends, they're roommates. They're not friends yet. I don't know if that loyalty has really been.
That is not okay. You know what I mean? Listen, if I was unconscious, you better find loyalty with me, and I'm living with you. Come on, where's empathy?
Everybody's different. If we're both going for the same thing, and I saw that she was working hard just as much as I was, and that situation happened to me, I would rather her take it than somebody else.
Okay,
especially if I know she's been working hard. Not she just slept with somebody to get on it.
Okay.
So I would.
Well, if I knock my head at AfterBuzz, I know that these two, this one and this one, I can't depend on either one of them. Is what I just found out.
And your seat will still be there. Right. Good.
That's what I just found out. So.
And then any other predictions?
For me, so. I'm curious about Six Pack. I want to find out more about him.
What?
He looks like a
Six
He looks like a stalker.
Yeah. He might be. So here's the thing. That's why I say that. So I'm wondering if he's the student from the reason that she got fired from the other school.
Oh, no, he is.
He is?
Yeah.
And he's just enrolled to the new school.
Yes.
And she's already has slept with him.
Yes, I guess.
Since she's now
weird.
been the president of this new college. So
and all the flowers that he
so
sent
then
her?
I wasn't.
Yeah,
so then I wasn't wrong, because I thought that he slept with her at Georgia A&M.
No, because she's at another college. She slept with him at another college.
And she did just sleep with him recently, but before she slept with him.
Oh, okay, see, I didn't know that.
He stalked her to this college.
Yeah.
That
he
is
changed.
so scary.
He's now a student at
yeah.
that college, and he didn't let her know until after she slept with him.
So now it's like, is she going to end up in the same
position?
Yeah. That she just
So they're going to find out.
Yeah, and then the husband may find out as well. Now she also just slept with him.
Right.
No judgment, girl. Get how you live.
I'm judging. I'm judging.
It's curious. I know you want them to work out, but it probably will.
She's like, actually,
it'll probably be exposed that she was in a six pack again, and that won't.
You know what?
happen,
Why
so.
it's just coming from the single side, when you see something. I mean, this is TV. It's not real.
Right.
But I mean, when
it comes from somewhere though.
Come on. I mean, you have the and you just go and just and then people like me are just. I mean,
girl, you just need to go outside. Go outside the state. You ain't gonna find nothing in LA.
Oh no, honey.
So
we can go on a trip together. We'll find something, okay?
So
shut that down.
I kind of almost think too, with as far as predictions go, I think her husband is going to step out of the picture. He might try to, she might try to get him back because Sydney's going to be some problems.
Yes.
But I also think that she is going to get with the football coach.
Yes, I like the football coach.
He's really
I think that too.
I
think that too.
I would like that.
I saw. I peeped that. I peeped that. Do men just not have a guy code? They just don't care.
No.
I mean, they obviously know that she's married.
But they don't
They
know.
know.
No,
but he knows that there's something wrong.
He knows
with
that's
the
because of
situation.
the car that comes in.
And she was like, he was like, is that from your husband?
Right.
And she's like, and then she made a face, and he's like, that's not from
so
my
what
husband.
he's gonna do?
But see, the fact that he's still in that though, because if I had asked that question and she was giving me side eyes, I would be like, okay.
No, but he's gonna wait until she says it's over.
Yeah.
But why does she have to?
He knows that
smart?
there's an opportunity. Guys are
he knows. He's
there.
Chris Rock.
That's a fresh prey.
Yeah,
Chris
Rock. He did a stand up, and Chris Rock said that all male friends is a dick in a glass, dick in a jar. And then when they're just waiting for that opportunity, and if you break up with your boyfriend or you break up with
you know what they really do,
just crack
because
open that glass,
you know what?
and there he is.
Yeah.
I've been in my own situation where I've looked at someone like you guys are friends. You're like, you just don't care. Like there's just no guy code. Okay.
Well, I mean,
all right.
There's some,
but with him, he's not.
He doesn't know.
Not friends with.
He's not friends.
but to me, it's just like it's obvious that she's in a situation, and to me, like as a man, it would just be.
Yeah, but he's not hitting on her. He's not. No,
he's doing a little.
Yeah, right.
He's not hitting on her, but
he's being nice.
He's low key.
He's low key, but he's
her.
also being nice to her because he's trying to keep the football team together because she can cut it because they're not making any money.
True.
So one, he's being nice to her so he can have somebody on his side and keep his
that's
job.
fair.
And all the other assistant coaches need to keep their job. That's why they both together went to Texas.
She has a hard job, man.
Yeah. And the water getting cut off. There's just so much going on.
Did you see any of did your school have any like administration problems like that to where like it kind of went out in the school and like that kind of thing? Like,
no, not while I was there.
Oh, okay.
But I later on would hear some things about administration and people getting fired and
Yes.
issues with grades like changing and things like that like after I left. So while I was there, no, but some things went down later.
Good. Administration's like the government. Everything's going. Somebody's covering somebody, and So there's just too many characters, like I said, to go on. As far as predictions, definitely the main character is Dr. Fletcher. So we're gonna see how she's gonna navigate getting the school money. How she is going to pick one of the three guys that we've managed to set up for her. We're gonna see if Ebony is gonna get it together, or she's gonna fall down further down the rabbit hole. Cedric's gonna be in jail for a minute.
Yeah.
How you put the picture, like how you did your predictions, is like you just wrapped up to like episode 12. Like,
sorry.
He's gonna, no, that's a good thing.
It's the acting. I really dissect into storylines.
Yeah.
Well, I have a question for you guys. If you were in Eva's shoes, would you have taken the job or would you have worked on your marriage?
Well, he was kicking her out anyway, so she didn't really have a choice.
Yeah,
she needed a job. And I think on top of that too, he
wouldn't have kicked me out.
Okay.
You know what?
Clearly,
you know what? So when I'm unconscious,
they just don't get it. They just don't get it.
When I'm unconscious, they won't be here for me. If my marriage is going through trouble, they won't be here for me. You learned two things tonight.
Correction, we will be there for you, and we will give you the real advice, not the fairy tale. But that is it for today. Definitely tweet us at AfterBuzz TV and let us know what your predictions are, and keep us. If you know the characters' names that we did, just let us know.
If you know anything,
just let us know. Give us your predictions at AfterBuzz TV. Again, my name is TK Trinidad. You can find me on everything: Instagram, Facebook, Twitter.
Yes.
Tweet me on all that. Again, don't be afraid to correct me on any of the characters. Like, no, you got it wrong. I definitely take the criticism and I apply it to the next show. So.
Hi. Okay. Well, thank you for tuning in. I don't have all those social media plugs, but you can find me on Instagram. For all you prison people out there, please find me on Instagram at the Ava Hill. Type in, go to Facebook. I'm also there too.
Yes, and you guys can find me on Twitter and Instagram, Lynneisha_@33. Hey, prisoners, you can text me too.
I knew she was on board.
Oh boy!
I knew she was on board.
That gives me a really good idea for a segment next week, and it's going to be very fun. So make sure you tune into that.
I'm excited now.
Episode 3 of the quad.
Yes.
It's just a geometry problem. She's too much going on.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.